This is my first video of this series detailing my train attacks in Japan. I've been attacked so many times that this YouTube channel can have its own playlist for all my attacks. So let's get started. I'll get into this attack, today's attack, didn't happen today. I'll get into this attack and then I'll start telling you more about kind of the situation in Japan and my basic rant overall. So this attack happened years ago. It was on the Chuo-Sobu line, and I was out by maybe Funabashi around Chiba. And this was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Train was not too crowded, maybe like 25% full, so it wasn't the rush hour going home yet. So I get on the train, and this train had 2 seats opposing each other. So it was 2 people facing this way, 2 people facing each other, 4 people. So I sat next to an old man who was reading a newspaper, and across from us, so it was me and this old man sitting facing this way, and then across from us was a woman, and she was across from the old man, directly across from the old man. And I sat down, and I did nothing wrong. I didn't touch anybody. Nothing. I was listening to, I was watching a video and I had earphones in and I was just holding my phone in front of my face. That's it. That's all I was doing. Just going down the train line, peaceful, normal. The only problem was this. I'm a gaijin. I'm a foreigner. So this is the reoccurring theme of all my attacks in Japan. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just sitting there. So the old man he's reading a newspaper, and he starts snapping his newspaper, like pulling it tight. So the center is snapping, like making a sound. Kind of like if you take a belt when you're a kid and you took a belt and you made it bend so it was bendy, and then you pulled it tight and it snaps. He was trying to do this with his newspaper, and I just ignored it, and I was like, you don't know when people do this, if they're crazy or not. So you don't want to just, start being an asshole and complaining at these people. So I actually had a different woman do this. A woman on a different train do this, and she was making hissing sounds at me. She was like, like every 10, 15 seconds. Not at me, but just she was sitting next to me. And I'm pretty sure it was about me, but she didn't actually attack me. So going back to this Chuo-Sobu line, the old man in the newspaper, he actually did attack me. So here's what happened. He's snapping his paper. I'm just sitting there like ignoring him, watching my video. The sound of my video was nothing. Like nobody could hear this. There is absolutely nothing I was doing wrong. So the woman got off. The woman sitting directly across from him got off the train. And then when it was just me and him, he hit me in the side with his elbow. So he did one of these. Right into my elbow. Super hard. It was not a mistake. There was no way this was a mistake. He physically attacked me. So I thought to myself, what am I going to do here, for the next couple seconds? And then I decided I was going to throw him off the train. So I stood up and I ripped him up. He had like an really old suit. But clearly he was retired. He was probably like 65 or 70, maybe 75. His suit was seriously outdated. So I grabbed him by the suit, tried to yank him up out of the seat, being some hero. And he took his hand and held on to, there was a rail over the head back on the seat, on the top of the seat. And he held on to that with one hand like death grip. I couldn't pull him all the way up out of his seat. I wanted to, and I was trying. So we were struggling back and forth for maybe a minute, and then the train came into the next station, and it stopped. Maybe someone had done the emergency lever because we were struggling, me and this old man. He was pretty small too, so he's much smaller than me. And so the train stopped, the doors opened, and the train didn't keep moving. The train staff came, and the old man got off the train finally, and then I followed him off the train. And they separated us on the platform, and the old man went down the platform and was talking. And I started talking to 2 train staff, and I said, hey, this old man, he just attacked me. And I told him everything that happened, and I was just sitting there, I wasn't doing anything. And the man just elbowed me in the side. And as I was telling them the story, the train staff were really nice, by the way. As I was telling the story to the train staff, I looked into the train where we were sitting, and the doors were still open on the train. And under his seat was a tall can, maybe a tall can of beer. So I told the train staff, like, hey, look, that's where I was sitting. The old man's sitting right there. Maybe that was his beer. So alcohol related or not, doesn't matter. Obviously, you can't just haul off and hit people on trains. It's illegal. Assault is a crime in Japan. So the train staff were great. They listened to me, and it sounded like they agreed with my story. They asked me if they wanted the police to come and arrest the guy. And I was like, this was early days, by the way. This is a long time ago. I hadn't been attacked a lot at this point. So I was just like, man, this is just stupid. I need to go to this job. And no, just forget about it. I'm going. So I went on the train, and no idea what happened to the old man. I just got on the train, and the train started going again. And I'm sitting there like, that was weird. Really weird. I'm sitting there, and a man comes walking. I went to the same seat, same spot, by the way. A Japanese man comes walking down the aisle, and he stops next to me. And he's standing there, and I'm like, oh man, what? Something else? And this guy shook my hand. He put out his hand and shook my hand, and I was like, okay, that was weird. So maybe he saw what had happened, and all these people on the stop train were watching me tell my story to the train staff. So he put it together that, this old man was the problem, this old racist man attacking gaijin on trains. So that was interesting. In hindsight, how should I have handled that? So these train attacks, they've happened to me so much that your first reaction is you want to fight back and defend yourself. And I've done that many times. I've just done the same thing the person did to me back to them. This old man, I didn't do anything. I didn't hit him back. I just tried to, throw him off the train. So it's up to you what you want to do in these situations. My idea is, at a minimum, do what they did to you back to them, and then stop the train, and then call the police. Make a big problem of this. So, a couple things. The police might not do anything. And if the attack is really subtle and the cameras might not see it, there's nothing they can do. You might not be able to say, look at the camera. Here's the train car, here's my seat, this is the door number on the train car. Look at the camera. They're not going to take the time for a small assault like this. Probably not. So if you did what they did to you back to them, at least you were able to respond in kind. Commensurate response. The same physical attack back to them. See how they like it. And then try to make a big scene. Stop the train, call the police, block the doors on the train so the train can't go. Make a big deal about this problem. Slow the train down. The biggest problem in Japan is people being late for work or being late to meet someone. They really care about this. So make that a problem. And make a big problem for the person who attacked you. So some general thoughts about this issue. Japan is not safe or polite. You only learn this after you live in Japan. You get attacked many times. People say racist things. Like, if you start to follow this channel, I'll be speaking the truth. I'll be dropping truth bombs all over the place because tourists come here and they make their stupid videos. Japan is so safe and it's so polite, and it's not. They're lying. They're full of shit. Japan is dangerous. You just have to live here long enough to know. So, this isn't just me either. Yes, I've been attacked many times, but I remember a long time ago I had a coworker. He was a gaijin from my country also. And he told me he was on a late night train and he was walking down the train aisles and someone started choking him from behind, like choking him out, like had their arm around his neck and they were lifting him off the ground. This was terrible, and it made me super, super pissed off because my coworker was he was a man. He was maybe 25, 26, but he was really small. He was super short. Basically, it was like if a Japanese man just randomly started choking out a Japanese child who was like 11 or 12. You know, my friend was the same size. So it's not just me. Other people are attacked, right? Other gaijin. But it's not just gaijin. It's Japanese women are being attacked a lot. So I made a video on this channel about my Japanese friend. She was attacked every single day on trains in high school. Every day. Not physically assaulted. Well, I guess it was physical assault, but they were sexual attacks. It's in Japanese, it's called chikan, which is body contact or groping. So she was attacked every single day for high school. Every day. It's crazy. You should watch the video. Here it is. Here's the cover for the video. So it's not just racism. It's also sexual assaults from perverts and racists. She ended up having to try and change train lines multiple times to get to her school from her house because she was getting attacked so much. Other girls on the trains were also getting attacked. So this is Japanese culture. Japanese culture is dangerous. It is not safe. I talked with some friends about this issue, about chikan and about all my train attacks. And we argued about this point, arguing like which countries are more safe. And I'm from War America. America's terrible, obviously. I argue that Japan is actually more dangerous than America. Not the danger form. Obviously, guns are more dangerous because you can die. They're more serious. But I argue that Japan is more dangerous in terms of frequency of attacks. How many times attacks are happening. So, attacks happen a lot more in Japan. They're just not lethal. They're not deadly. So, Japan is more dangerous overall than even America. If girls are getting attacked on trains every day, you know, if you're shot in America, you're not shot every day. Obviously, you might be dead, but you're not attacked every day by gunfire in America. In Japan, people are attacked every single day, right? So just a comparison of countries, danger by countries. I lived in the Bay Area of San Francisco. I used to commute in the East Bay from Oakland down to Fremont. And in all my life in America, I was only attacked once by a stranger. So I went on the BART train, and on the BART train in the Bay Area, you can put your bicycle on the trains. You can roll your bike on the trains. There's a train spot on the train cars. So I did this. You know, I did a bike commute to my workplace. It was great. So I had my train in the spot, designated spot, and apparently the man sitting next to me was obviously, he was stressed out. He was a freak. And he got super angry because my bike was in the correct spot, you know. So he started, I think he pushed me on my side, and we started tussling. And there was a girl on the train who saw this, and she was supporting me, and she was saying, "No, man, you're right. This guy's an idiot. Like, your bike's in the correct spot. This guy attacked you. I saw you." So that only happened one time in America. All my years in America, most of my life was in America, I was attacked once. In Japan, on trains, I've been attacked 5 times so far. And I was attacked another time by a woman who pushed me shopping. She got all huffy and made a sound, and then she pushed me like really hard. It was kind of a half punch, half push. She was an old lady. And I'm like, what? Crazy. So Japan is more dangerous. It's just not gun dangerous, but it is more dangerous. Attacks happen here more often. There was a viral video not long ago on Twitter, X, of a Chinese woman, and it was going crazy in Japanese Twitter accounts, in Japanese Twitter. And the video showed this woman responding on a train. She was hitting a Japanese man. And she's calling him crazy. Okashi desho? Okashi desho? And all the Japanese comments were like, wow, see how reserved and controlled and composed the Japanese man is, just taking this tirade and attack from this Chinese woman. So, a couple things you need to know about this video. Japan is very, very, very racist, especially against Chinese people. Japanese people hate Chinese people. Japan is always the fake victim. Japan is always the victim. So, in every situation, World War II, even now, right? So, what this video doesn't show is what the Japanese man did to this woman. He started this problem, right? But the person who made the video just showed the part where she's responding. And good for her. She attacked her attacker. And I saw a couple versions of this video, and she actually has a child. She's with the child. So, the video starts, maybe not this video, but other versions of this same incident, starts with she had a child on her lap. So the Japanese man did something really bad to her, and she had a child. That's pretty racist, right? So, oh man, there's another issue about these train attacks, right? And it's this, that there's posters on trains saying assault is a crime. Good. Great for Japan. That's great. But there's a problem with this poster. There's a beer on the poster. Why? Japanese people are bad. It's not about alcohol or beer. My attacks all happen during the daytime. Never late at night. Never at night. Just broad daylight. On crowded trains. Normal people everywhere. And people keep hitting me. Like, what? So, that's not alcohol. That's racism. My female friend who was attacked every day in high school, grabbed on trains, sexually assaulted every single day. That wasn't alcohol. Those were rapists and perverts. So, Japan knows about this problem, but they're still trying to sanitize it and blame alcohol. Alcohol's not related at all. Sure, people fight when they're when they're drunk. Japanese TV, every other ad is alcohol. It's crazy here. It's a poison. They're out of control. So yes, those fights also happen. Those attacks also happen. But for the most part, Japan is already dangerous without alcohol. Japanese people are bad. This is what you need to know. Not all Japanese people, not everyone's hauling off and hitting me and attacking females. I've talked to many female attacks. It's not just my friend. I've had other females I've known that have told me they were attacked in their home prefecture, attacked here. Like, it's crazy. It's out of control. So, this is the long version of my first train attack. So just be careful out there. If you come to Japan, or if you live in Japan, you might already know, you will be attacked on trains just because of how you look. So be ready. At a minimum, respond in kind. Do the same thing they did to you. At a minimum, stand up, take their picture, stop the train, block the train from moving until the police come and report this person. Right? So, good luck out there. Be safe. If you can, wear a Japanese suit so you look Japanese. Buy that Japanese mask. There's lots of very realistic looking masks out there now. So that's about the only way you can stay safe in Japan.